Music was my number one.
I'm sure when you have BN over and all of that, they're going to say that I stole some money.
He owes the band money. That's what you're trying to say.
I'm not trying to say.
So Chimano, I'm sure he's trying to lie up for your episode. Trying to say, trying to come correct. Chimano owes the band money.
What do you think brought you guys together?
Friendship. Soul Generation ilituonesha dust because we invested in Soul Generation ourselves. Ilikuwa ka 50 mic. Alafu unajua pia tulikuwa tunalearn on the job. The midst of trying and testing, you lose a lot of cash. Which, I to complain, it's part of growing because nobody else would have done it that way.
When do you get your first thought about Sauti Sol may have finished its first chapter?
We started being at different spaces mentally. At first, you know how you live, but then when it's actually happening, don't I realize these are the only friends I know. These are my boys, man, and this is the only thing I know. So like, damn, mimi siko najua how to be alone. There's no way. All my career, Sauti Sol wamekuwa nakuanga na backup. So I've never known how to exist alone. There was an energy. And it was inevitable. It wasn't anything negative. It wasn't at someone did something. Ile tu life ina happen. And you have to be cognizant of that.
Welcome to Financially Incorrect. I am your host, Barak, and this is another episode on our collaboration with Sauti Sol. Today, I have with me Savara in studio.
Yeah.
Welcome to Financially Incorrect.
Asante sana, man.
Uko salama?
Niko poa. Thankful, yeah.
Is that gray hair?
Yeah.
Nazeka?
Yeah.
Ama ni stress?
Hata si me, we've always had early white hair. Hata nilikuwa nayo hata nikiwa high school.
Oh, really?
Zilikuwa kidogo huku ndani.
My brother-in-law actually
right
also
now
has the same thing.
zimetokea tu, yeah.
My brother-in-law has the same thing. Got white hair in high school.
Yeah, you get white hair
Yeah.
early. My mom had white hair very early, yeah. So it's in our usikwe Mwafrika tu ile direct tu. Mwenda, sometimes I'm chilling out with nephews and nieces. They look at me, they look at my hair, they're like, "Hi, Kai uncle. What? You're becoming an old man, bro." Hata sijafika 40 mazee.
Ama ni stress.
Lakini ni pia kutengeneza pesa. Ni hali ya panda shuka za maisha. Alafu unajua pia panda shuka za maisha, pesa ikikuja ikienda, stress pia zinakuja zikienda.
Yeah.
But it is part of it, yeah.
I have like 4, I think.
Oh, 4.
My baba every time like she tells me, "Oh, it's a white." But they come in seasons. Like I think when I'm stressed, I have more white hair.
Is it connected to stress though? I've never researched that though.
I actually, you know what? To be honest, that is purely anecdotal information that I am referencing. I've never actually looked into whether it has anything to do with stress.
Okay.
Anyway, I have a philosophical question for you before we begin to, I guess, get into your money journey. What do you think is more important in life? Is it more important to live a good life, or is it more important to make the most money you potentially can in your life?
Brav. I think it's live a good life, but that good life is enhanced by having good financial stability.
Yeah.
Yes. So one feeds into the other.
So if you
They're
live a
not
good
mutually
life,
exclusive.
if you lived a good life but you make no money, you're broke, you are, yeah.
I think financial literacy, it depends. This is very, how can I say? It's very relative. Yeah, it's very relative. You can make a little bit of money, but also live a very good life. But so what I'm trying to say is sustainability. That's all. So long as you can be able to sustain a certain lifestyle, like it's relative to you. Maybe a good lifestyle is having a Lambo. To someone else, maybe a good lifestyle is being able to afford food every day, play with their kids, like nurture a family, and even if it's the most humble environment, lakini bora hiyo maisha inaendelea. So it's very relative. So long as it's sustainable, that's the key word.
As long as it's sustainable. At whatever level, as long as it's sustainable.
Sustainable.
Okay, interesting. I will plug in our sponsor right here before we get into our conversation, and that is FXPesa. If you take part in any fantasy leagues, whether it's a sports league or whatever the case is, FXPesa's demo app is literally the same way, which basically means that you'd be able to, in a demo element, make money, lose money, learn how to trade, understand how it works before you go and try out the real thing to make sure you don't lose your money. FXPesa is a perfect trading partner for you guys. Again, as usual, all the links are in the description box. You can check them out. You can go, you can have lessons, online lessons, learn about trading, how to do it. And they trade anything from commodities, currencies, you name it. Again, a huge thanks to FXPesa for allowing us to have these financial conversations. We've been doing this for about, I think, a year and a half now. And now we can get into Savara's money journey.
Okay.
So, Niambie, where does your money journey start? What was money like in your family when you were growing up?
My money journey. Growing up, I grew up in Eastlands. Middle class, lower middle class, hapo. Everything was fine. I mean, I can't say this about nimeishi maisha ya struggle at all. And I think that's where my money journey started, because I could see how my family was able to sustain itself with the income that my mom and my dad got. We were able to all go to school, and it was just simple planning, things like chama. There are small things that you just see from my mom, like saving. And then also, like, my grandfather was a Shylock. Yeah, but that shopping center Shylock. Yeah, in that area, in that village, everyone used to come to him for money assistance. So in that kind of level also, nilikuwa naona, okay, this is how it is. So nilikuwa pia naanza get too familiar with money and everything. Yeah, so I think that's where it began. Yeah.
Do you deal with your grandfather directly in the Shylock business, in understanding how it works? Like, at that time, did you understand that people are coming to get money, and then when they pay him back with more money?
No. At that time, I didn't understand that. I came to discover that later. And then I put two and two together. Then I realized, wow, that's why I used to... He had a shop. A shop now, like the main shop in the shopping center. So he used to sell a lot of, like... ni kama kamini supermarket. So there was a time... Then I remember there was a time I used to see people... I used to see him arguing with people. And now it made sense for a shop, and then me son nilikuwa najua tu ni deni. Yeah. So I can speak Swahili pia.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Please.
So I used to nilikuwa najua ni maybe it's just debt. But afterwards he died in 1996. So afterwards is when growing up naanza ku understand money business, and I realized, wait, this guy was a Shylock. Alafu ndo nikauliza my dad akaniambia, yeah, he used to lend out money and yeah. Hapo ndo ikanihit, this guy was a Shylock. So I think ilianzanga tu huko hiyo time. Okay. Alafu pia growing up ile kujisustain, because I went to also, I think also my good money journey ilikuja vivid. I went to African Nazarene University. I went to private schools, which required my mom to work harder to give me to be able to afford the fees. So I was very aware. That awareness of you're paying a lot of school fees. And then I got scholarships also. So hiyo situation pia zinakufanyanga unakuwa alert, hauwezi kuwa tu fala, because man, this is my only way out of this.
Yeah.
And people have sacrificed, institutions have sacrificed to give you even a scholarship. So you become aware of the amount of money. Ukiona mtu mwingine analipa school fees ya crazy hundreds of thousands, ama unalipa crazy hundreds of thousands, alafu kuna mtu mwingine same kind of course analipa like a tenth of what you're paying, or even like a 20th. So the awareness of that inakufanya pia unajua the kind of economy that we are running around.
Okay. What did it make you, or what did it shape for you in terms of what you wanted for your life? Did it make you think that's money make dough?
Yes. Hey, this thing is therapeutic actually. Ni kama naji. Hey, asante. I think this is nice because alafu this money journey is also it's a journey. It's never a destination. So like nikiona hivi na feel ni kama kuna vitu nafaa kujiambia. Anyway, yes. It was the only way out. Yeah, it was the only way. Ilikuwa ile wow. unalipiwa school fees kama hii yani yeah. Alafu pia nilikuwa msee napenda kusave nilikuwa napenda kusave.
So when you start ulipewa pocket money? When do you start interacting with money for yourself, like doing your yako sasa
earning?
Not even earning, just hata kama ni pocket money for
pocket chores. Money. So definitely pocket money. There was a time I was very mischievous when I was really young. Nilikuwa nimeanza kumea mkono ya kierere. So sometimes mama alikuwa anacha 50 bob hapo hivyo napita nayo chini ya maji. Alafu siku moja nikashikwa. I remember that day when my friends tell me about that story, then I realized that it started that early, because I remember there was a place that people watch video like movies and watch soccer. So there was those places that you pay like 10 shillings and then you watch like movie after movie. So me and like some friends of mine from the estate, I was nilikuwa napenda sana hizo stories za hizo movie. But sometimes I could only afford like 1 movie, 2 movies, then I chill. But this time round I took my mom's 200 shillings. It was bashment for us, bro. It was bashment for us, bro. Nakumbuka kwanza, those friends of mine tell me I was so happy. I took all of them. There were 3 of them. Yeah. I took all of them. We bought snacks. Then we were just watching movie after movie. And I budgeted nicely. And then when it was just about to, ilikuwa kama ati 20 shillings. Nikawambia, wacha tusimalize yote so that we can use it for the other day. That day I went home. Kiboko. But you see, the fact that I even planned for it. I even planned for it. I even like even saved for the next day.
Yeah.
At that age, nilikuwa kama class 4, I think. I remember I was like 10 years or something. So you see, hapo inaanza. Alafu when you're giving pocket money, things like planning pia ilibidi, because I went to a school where I had to panda ma 3. You already lazima uko unajua kuplan. When you're at that age where like you're in primary school, I have to panda ma 3. And then when I was in high school, I used to commute twice.
You had to
commute twice. Unajua uko high school na commute twice, lazima ujue kuplania do yako or else you'll walk, bro. So I think those circumstances zilini push a lot.
Made you aware of value of money and
the value of money
and planning and things like that. Okay. So this I know, because or rather Moriasi told me that by the time you're making the decision to go to university, you had multiple options on the table. First of all, whether it is rumor or whether it is fact, that there was a football scholarship or a sports scholarship of some sort. Then there was another scholarship in the States, if I believe, for education. And then there was the music, and there was now the uni.
Craziness, man. So I, fortunately or unfortunately, which I don't use it as a measure of intelligence, nilipita tu 844. Alafu 844 unajua pia ilikuwa vitu pia saa ingine lazima ukram vitu zingine. So mimi nilikuwa tu mnoma saa ingine najua. Alafu mathematics ilikuwa, yani nilikuwa tu I'm very sharp in school, in class. Nikapass high school. Then I was supposed to go to the States to do medicine. Then there was a scholarship to go to Norway and do soccer. And then there's Sauti Sol. At that time, Sauti Sol hadn't started. Let me say just music in general. And then there's, what else? There's work. Yes.
Kuna the course you actually went to study at Nazarene.
Yeah, now kuna the university that I've been called for in locally. So what happened is, unfortunately, the university abroad in the States, hizi vitu zingine pia I realize it's just on God, because what if I went there? I don't know how I would have become. Maybe I wouldn't be here right now. So Kenya ilifanyika kuna marela wangu life yangu, kuna marela wangu walininyima ile letter. Unyonge ile letter ya umsana kuandikia letter ndo uweze it's like they're bankrolling you or something.
Yes.
They're confirming that even if something happened financially, you can be able to nimepata scholarship manze, walinikausha. So the fact that happened, I couldn't be able to how can I say, support my stay there. Sasa ningeenda state. alafu hapa hivi I had
No way.
No way. Sasa mimi so let me just tell you the truth is by that age mimi in my mind I am very aware I'm going to be a musician. I am very aware I'm going to be a musician, but also if nikifanya tu kazi sawa, wacha nijaribu hiki kitu, I must finish school, so ndajaribu maybe kufanya medicine ama any other business course, lakini mziki itakuwa sports nene, because sincerely at that time sports haikuwa imedevelop kwa hii country, so there were very few footballers even playing abroad. Alafu zile story nilikuwa nasikia tu about even till right now maybe the systemic supportive nature of sports, nilikuwa najua hapa naenda nichape 3 years 4 years career ishe. So music was my number one. Fortunately sports may improve. Congratulations to all sports fraternity. Yeah, things are changing, which is very important. You can have a lasting athletics career.
Yeah.
So I was called to Egerton University. Asa hiyo ndio my parents can afford. Now that wezi enda state kufanya hii. Alafu I had to, so during that time I had to go to make pizza.
Pizza?
Yeah, I wanted money.
Yeah.
So nimemaliza high school, bro. So I'm waiting that year kwenda university. Na unajua after high school pia we ni kijana barubaru. You must look nice, you must smell nice. You're meeting females. Sasa umefika ile age yani pia unajua unajidiscover as a man. So nikajifikiria hapa, nikaona hapa hivi to maintain my the way I want to live and move around instead of sitting around, let me go make pizza. So I went to made pizza. So mimi nilikuwa na make pizza alafu na rehearse na Sauti Sol.
Ulikuwa na make pizza wapi?
Pizza Inn.
Ulikuwa na pizza
hapa West.
Ai,
mimi nimetengeneza pizza hapa Pizza Inn West bana. Yes brother. Wewe. Nilitengeneza for like 6 months. Ikanipatia tu hiyo do mimi na.
Walikuwa nakulipa how much?
How much was it? Was 20 something K
per month.
Yeah. Hiyo do 20K at that time after high school, kumbuka. Hiyo sneakers, white t-shirts.
Must.
Concert zote mimi naenda bro. Yaani ilikuwa tu ya sustainability. So ilikuwa inanipatia pocket money ya ku
to be around.
Nikitoka bash pale la vi manze nimetoka Burundi hiyo sana nimeenda.
Let me ask you a random question. Can you still make pizza now?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can.
Okay.
I can.
From scratch?
Yes,
So kama
yes.
each chicken barbecue you make on...
na unatengeneza bana.
Sawa.
Lakini unajua pia practice makes perfect. So si kitu ati nimefanya pia sana. But I appreciate that time of my life because it made me make a lot of decisions, because that's the time pia I moved out of my house, our house, family house. Because sasa unaona pia najiona ile naweza fanya hivi, so I made quick decisions at that early age. Na zilini push.
Na hiyo do ilikuwa inakaa kama inaenda. So una buy vitu.
Juu I have everything. Niko naishi home. Alafu saa ingine pia with Sauti Sol saa hiyo we used to sing, tulikuwa tunaimba kama wedo. Ile mnyonge zile za nyinyi nasikia mnajua kuimba. Wewe niliona mnajua kuimba, kujeni mnaimba alafu mnapatiwa 5k. Hiyo ni weekend imejipa. Unajua sasa hiyo at that age nini nakusumbua? My dad analeta food home. So I'm just okay. I'm trying to figure out stuff. And pia that time I was doing some financial courses. I was doing CPA upper town.
Wafanya CPA na degree pia?
Yeah.
At the same time?
Yeah, sikuwa nimeanza degree
at that time.
Yes.
Okay.
So nakumbuka hiyo ni ile 1 year ile.
Hiyo gap.
Inaonga 1.5 years. So hiyo gap. Ndo hapo ndo. I think sasa pia now that you mention pia hapo my financial literacy ilikuwa inakuwa profound. Yes, because I had to plan all these things at that age.
Na alikuwa anakulipia CPA your folks?
Mwenyewe.
Ama sasa kutoka hii salary ya Pizza Inn.
Lakini at first mzaeli nilipia kama like twice. Alafu ndo salary kanza kunilipia.
Okay. So na ulipopata salary, did your folks come and tell you sasa you're making your own money? Clearly you can
somehow
survive?
No, they didn't. What I did, first of all, I tell them the correct salary. Hiyo ndo trick ya kwanza. Itapangiwa yote. First of all, I did not tell them the exact. I told them like 3/4 or half, I think. Alafu another thing, I was quick enough to do gestures. ilikuwa every month hivi car shopping ya keja. I just do
something.
It. So my mom cannot ask me for money, my dad cannot ask me for money. Nimeshacheza hiyo game. So I used to do that, so najua nobody will ask me for money. So ni ujanja tu.
Saturn was covered.
So anaona tu, this boy is actually doing something good for himself. So it was very important at that time.
Okay. So when now we get to the point where Sauti Sol, you guys decide you're formalizing the business, and because I know, because the conversation we have with Chimano, I know that by the time you guys are getting paid your first gig, you don't have a bank account, you're using Chimano's bank account. Actually, he told us to try and confirm something, because he says that when transitioning between his
he owes the band money. That's what you're trying to say.
I'm not trying to say. He said you would say that he owes the band money.
No. He was just trying to come correct as early as possible. His episode is going to be before this, right?
Yes.
So, Chimano, I'm sure he's trying to lie up on your episode. Trying to say, trying to come correct. Chimano owes the band money. And that time, it was 35,000 shillings. 35,000 shillings, when you look at the rate of interest, ni kama kitu nimeweka mahali na zaana. By now, Chimano ana oband pesa mingi sana. So tukicalculate, hiyo angamekasika hiyo story. But tutamshika. So it's about that. Like we did the first gig, alafu we had to now transition from Chimano's bank account into opening a company. So it was just a business name. Then tukafungua a limited company. Then we were able to open a bank account. Na even though tukaanza tu.
When for you do you realize, I know you said you wanted to be a musician, right? You said that you knew that from the beginning. But many people want to be musicians, but aren't able to really make money from music. At what point do you realize that you, whether it is you as an individual or you as a band, have the potential to make money as to actually make money and have a career as a musician?
How it started. After high school, your period, yes, you want to be a musician. You're not sure, yes, but you're going to be a musician. But pia try out hizi vitu zingine. No maana nasoma business, nasoma hizi vitu zingine. During that time, most of our peers or people like who are our friends, they are all gone to school. Ama wanafanya makazi hapa tao. Ama wanafanya kazi ya mzazi. But us, we could... Bro, mimi nakwambia sisi tulikuwa tumechill, sisi tu rehearse tu pale Alliance. Weekend, unasikia guys, we have something for you guys. When aje? Shiko's mom was saying, sijui nini, you guys can go there sing. When you sing at that age, alafu unapata 7K. Hiyo weekend, bro. Next weekend, 7K. Christmas season, tunaimba Christmas carols wapi? 15K. Unajua, wapi unaimba 20K. You're like, ai! Unajua sasa hiyo, unaweza kuona hii kitu, you're becoming like at least financially better than your peers, wale wako tu. Ndio una realize, wait a minute. I haven't even given this thing my all. What if I do this and this and this? Pali ilianza ku make sense. Ni vile hiyo siku tulifanya hiyo gig ya Gote. Ilikuwa Gote Institute. Alafu we were paid 50K. Why? Yeah. It's starting to make sense, bro. We get signed to a independent record label. A Dutch lady called Ninke signed us quickly. Within that, for the first year, so tumeingia kampo. Within that first year, kumbuka tu jine inaanza kupanda. Within that first year, we go on tour. But before we went on tour, so as we were building a small audience, we advertised on Facebook. And I remember, tulipata like, how many? Tulipata like 500 people at the Alliance Fonse hapa kwa your garden. Inaanza ku make sense, bro. Nakumbuka sasa you don't have a lot of responsibilities. So when you see such things happening and you're starting to see the coin, inaanza ku change perspective yako, na realize, wait a minute, hii kitu actually inaweza nimekia do. If I'm doing this at this level, and then when you research, you see the amount of money that artists are making out there, inaanza ku make sense. Unaona, so unaanza kuiona as a bigger possibility.
And what are you doing with your money at that time?
Nilikuwa na save pia sana.
So haikuwa inaenda yote?
Haikuwa inaenda yote, definitely no. Nilikuwa na save, alafu pia at that stage there's a lot of things najilipia, because now what happened, I got a scholarship. When I went to Egerton University, but now I really wanted to be in Nairobi because it's all the way in Nakuru. So I really wanted to be in Nairobi, so I pushed for my transfer. I pushed. And in the midst of that, I just applied for scholarship at Nazarene University, and they gave me half scholarship. But now that what happened is like that other half, ilikuwa crazy pia for my dad. So what I did, I told my dad, I'm gonna pay the quarter, you pay for me quarter, I pay quarter, and then the school pays the half. That's how I managed to be here. You see, that's also financial literacy and planning to me. And so nilienda campus, and I remember also like I tried to I applied actually. There's a year I even applied for help, and they gave me. So they gave me help for like a year. Nika find the ground. So nafanya shows na Sauti Sol, najilipia quarter, my dad analipia quarter, and then the school pays half.
Okay.
So unachikia hapo, so na move.
Was your finishing school, why was finishing school so important for you? Because I mean, a lot of creatives that I've met or had conversations with, it's like
it wouldn't have sat well with me
without
so
it wasn't that it was a backup plan.
No, for me, it's the kind of degree that I was doing, that I did. I did finance, Bachelor of Commerce Finance. I concentrated on finance, and for me, what just understanding the nitty-gritties of money had done for me and the band is magnificent, because nakumbuka it's through to my knowledge yangu ya kufanya accounts nani ndo nilifungua the first bank account. Check your process. Mimi ndo nilikuwa na sign hizo. I was the one signing checks. I was the money guy. Anyway, I was the one signing checks. Because I had a little bit of background information. So that made Sauti Sol work very well, because Chimano and BN did PR in CPR, mass communication. So you see, it works well with the band. A band in need mass communication it's artistic representation, and then you need someone who can be able to make sure ile do ilienda wapi. Mimi nilikuwa naulizanga tu ile do ilienda wapi, mbona tulispendi amount. Polycarp alifanya actual science, and I bring everything else together. So it was a very good combination of all of us. Each one of us analeta something strong. So hiyo time ndo kusign checks nini yani nilikuwa natumia tu information nilifanya, because I also did accounting in high school.
Na ulikuwa umefanya CPA pia.
So unatumia tu nitty-gritties ndogo kujua you're living beyond your means, vitu kama hizo.
Okay. What do you think brought you guys together? What is it that brought you together? I'll ask you to answer that question.
Shida bana.
From a general perspective and from a financial perspective. So from a general perspective, what do you think brought you guys together?
General perspective, friendship. We are boys. Sauti Sol, and that's the best thing. We're not like manufactured groups. You know manufactured groups now, what to fight baadaye.
Yeah.
But Sauti Sol, we became friends na BN Form 1, imagine. Chimano alikuja katuko Form 3. So tulikuwa two friends hata before to form Sauti Sol. We were playing together, doing music together. So we grew up together, kinda. That brought us together. Not at you're good at music, I'm good in music. No. Music was just a by the way. Ile tulijipata tu
friends first.
Yeah, we are doing music together. But before that, we used to play soccer together. So music class and music room is what said tukienda music room ndo tukaanza kupendana tu. Hivyo tu.
Okay. What about financially speaking? Again, if you were to look back, what do you think financially brought you together?
First of all, I can say financially what brought us together, but there is actually winning together and losing together. Yes. It's actually ni kuwin pamoja na kulose pamoja. And when I say losing, I mean moments of hard financial situations. Which I'll explain in a bit, but they actually brought us together. Kwanza, I can remember the days that we used to tulikula hardship, especially finance-wise. It was crazy. There was a moment it was so bad. When I say bad, emotionally. Yes. Now, I think it made us really strong, and it made us friends like crazy.
What do you think was your worst financial moment as Sauti Sol?
Worst financial moment as Sauti Sol was, there was a time we had released Lazizi. So Lazizi was popping in the streets, and it was crazy. And I remember that time we tulikuwa tunaishi kwa nyumba moja Buruburu. So we had taken a main house in Buru, so that we could just work together and do a lot of music very fast. Because now tukishikando kando, by the time we meet together, by the time we meet, we do the music, people are tired, alafu watu wanaenda home. In the same house, we make music even midnight. So it was a very good financial move when you look at that, because we would pull our resources together, easy to move. We used to use one car. Unaona? So inasaidia. Worst financial situation,
you're saying after Lazizi.
So nakumbuka, so we are living together in Buru. Nakumbuka manze, alafu so jina imekuwa kubwa kwa streets manze. You know, paka people in my hood watu wanajua. Savara is a big name, Sauti Sol is a big name. Tunafanyanga ma shows hapa na pale, unajua. But the kind of shows, sasa kuna time shows zilipotea.
Hizi sasa za 50k 20k.
Hizo sasa. Unajua hizo not sustain. Sisi tunaendelea tukibuild sasa. We are happy at least it's making sense. Lakini there was a time I don't know what was happening, but shows zilipotea. Brav. There's nothing as depressing as walking. You can't walk kwa mall ama uwezi walk kwa shopping center kwa sababu ya watu wanakurukia, lakini hauna do. It is the worst feeling, bro. Nakumbuka hiyo kitu ilikuwa inanileka down. Alafu sasa pale ilikuwa tu it's over guys, now we have to make a decision. No guys, we have to move. I remember there was a time, ilikuwa Saturday. So Saturday mimi nilikuwa napenda tu kuwatch ball, nikiplay games zangu, nikiproduce muziki hapo. Room yangu ndio tulikuwa na setup sasa kwa room yangu. Alafu pia demu yangu alikuwa na kama ananicheki. Yaani unajua tu life over. Unajua maisha tu fit bila pressure, yani sitaki mambo mingi. So it was on a Saturday and Saturday nilikuwa napenda kwenda hapo Uchumi na cross hapo, ilikuwa Buruburu Phase 3. Una cross hapo hivyo. Alafu unaingia hapo Uchumi. So nilikuwa napenda kubuy. So your time maisha ikikuchapa sana, nilikuwa nakulanga noodles na baked beans na nini. Na noodles na nini tuaje na sardines.
Omena.
So ilikuwa combination watagwan. Alafu pia kulikuwa na msee fulani. Kulikuwa na msee fulani hapo nje kwa shopping center. Alikuwa anauza some like charcoal burnt chicken. Charcoal roasted chicken. So ilikuwa chicken inafunguliwa hivi alafu ina charcoal baniwa, ilikuwa so delicious, anaweka spice. So ulikuwa ukibuy hizo noodles na hizo alafu buy hiyo chicken. Uko sawa?
So unakula hiyo 1 meal in the day?
Hapana, not in the day. Si ati haikuwa shida hivyo. Pia si ati cheki. Si ati shida mbaya. Si ati you're not affording anything. Ile tu everything is there. But your status and your street presence and credibility is not matching to your pocket.
na brand
inapanda. So kuna siku nakumbuka tu nilikuwa nimetoka kwa hao. So I just left the house. I was in the evening, so nikaenda hapo, nilikwenda kubuy hiyo combination of food. Ni enjoy Saturday evening yangu, ni watch Premier League, maisha ikisonga. I remember I was entering. Kwanza nilikuwa nimetoka ndani ya Uchumi. Sasa mimi nimebuy hiyo pepa yangu ya Uchumi tu, iko na paraphernalia zangu. Na I remember there was a huge Range Rover ili pull up. Umse alipull up. Umse hiyo gari ilitoka tu, ilisimama hivi, alafu umse alitoka hivi, umse akotu like oh my god. Alafu demu yake akatoka hapo. Some 2 kids wakatoka huko nyuma. Oh my god, Sauti Sol. Oh my god, Sauti Sol. I can't believe it. The way they were dressed. Nikiangalia hiyo gari, awase walikuwa walikuwa fanatics. Tukapiga pictures. Walifure manze, next time you have a show man, I want to book you guys. I remember walking home nikikumbuka, yani umse akona range manze. Kwanza sijui ilikuwa the latest kind of range. Umse vile amevaa, umse akona a lot of financial possibilities. And this guy is adoring me. And look at me, I don't have cash. Oh yo. No, it was a turning point. Nilikuwa tu like, no way. This situation doesn't make sense. Umse hata ningetaka kumuzia hii tisho angebuy sahi. But how come I'm in this financial situation and my name is like this? Your period it was the worst. I'm sure hata ukiwauliza, ukiwakumbusha your time, it was worse. I think it'll bring a lot of shift in also how we do. Nikasema no. Lazima tukulie hii fame. Why we ndo hapo ndo tukaanza sasa kuangalia more of the business side than just doing music.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Did you guys ever, or did you actually, because we're doing your story.
Let's go.
Did you ever consider, because like we know that Kolo, for example, for Kleptomaniacs, he was working at an agency and making some very good money as a creative in an agency.
Yes.
We know that Nyash, before he came back, he left and went to the States. So did you guys ever consider, and at that time, advertising agency, you would have gone and been creatives in agencies that made very, very good money relatively easily. Did you ever consider that?
No.
No,
not quite. I considered that maybe later in my life. It was a time when pia kulikuwa tuna ka hiccup in our Sauti Sol movement in terms of our financial situation. Unajua every level pia awendangi tu hivi. Unaendanga hivi alafu unapiga ka hiccup kadogo na unatulizwa alafu unapanda juu. So there was another point in my life where I used to hang out with na nani? CKJ, Tony Njuguna. Kuna majob alikuwa anajaribu kutupatia. I think it was Canada. Kuna majob alikuwa anajaribu kutupatia na him being like a role model to so many alifungwa milango mingi, alionyesha very many artists that this thing can work. I could see him, nilikuwa namuona kwa hiyo ofisi, naona kuna ofisi kubwa, naona anafanya creative for the company. Paka naanza kumuuliza how much are you earning, because he was really friends of Sauti Sol. Alitu-like sana, alituona tu, si ni brothers wake wadogo. So tulikuwa na frank conversation when we were trying to make music, maybe akikuwa na contract ya agency. So your connections, hiyo ndo time only nilifikiria, maybe I can be this. But nilijikatch haraka because nilirealize you can only gain from music if you give it 100%. And that's why Sauti Sol are here. And Sauti Sol were there, have been there since that time. Is because we gave the music 100%. Okay. Sorry to say, also it is what it is. Most of the people who are older than me, who I would see were very successful musically, but wakaanza kufanya jobs zingine. Career zao zili
stagnate.
You could see. Alafu pia mimi naona what music requires. And I realize if I don't give this thing 100, it won't give me 100. Yeah, so
okay.
Yeah.
So let's get into now, I guess, your what in your eyes is the first big financial thing Sauti Sol does that allows you guys now to move closer to where you are now? What's the first thing that happens? Because at this point, there's no salaries, there's no cash. Your pesa ilikuwa inakam.
I think nilikuwa nimestudy hizo stories za business sana, na niko na the best thing to run a corporation, especially when you're friends, kama ni kitu mmeshikanisha, ni unajua vile now you officiate something and then you start giving it. So we decided to give ourselves salaries. That was a turning point.
Do your salaries zilitoka wapi?
Sasi kwa shows.
Oh.
So tunaona every weekend tunafanya weddings, nini tunaona ish. Kuna months, 2 months zilikuwa crazy months. Una realize where tumemake a lot of money. If you don't do something with this money, hatuwezi gawa na hii pesa yote. Do ile kama story ya salaries. Alafu when we started now employing few people around, ile mko na PA, mko na photographer, hapo when you started incurring expenses like that in a business, tukajiwekea salary. So the rest of the money used to go in a reserve account. And that reserve account was what used to run the business in terms of videos. So we started reinvesting back into the business. That was the catch.
Okay. Do you know what your first salary was?
As Sauti Sol, as me?
Sauti Sol. No, when you as a member of Sauti Sol, as a member of the company.
Tunaweza kupatia na 50K.
That was your first salary.
Tunaweza kupatia kila mtu 50K a month.
Now, do you remember what you were doing now with that money during that period?
You also pia na lazima na support fam. Unaishi tu, yani unabambanya ukienda una save, lakini most of the thing unapata tu you have to save because also remember pia uko period of life you have to put money aside for small things. You want to buy a car. Unajua unaanza kusave do ya kubuy gari ama maybe unalipia gari yako pole. Kuwe ni kijana, kuna mtu amebuy electronics fulani. Me, I bought studio equipment. Most of my money actually. Sauti Sol inafaa nilipe actually. Tutaanza calculate. I'm kidding.
Most of the money went into
yeah, I bought a lot of equipment. I remember even when I went for my first tour, and then I was paid after the tour. I remember I took all that money and bought the latest MacBook because I needed to have Logic Pro. And Logic Pro was only on MacBook. So nika spend all on. So ina hiyo ilikuwa inani motivate because I continued producing music. I was able to unajua to surpass financial problems that most of my age mates who are not making money hawangeweza kubuy computer kama hiyo. So I was lucky.
Do you remember how much you had spent on it? Do you remember how much it was at the time?
Your time ilikuwa kama 180k. Yeah.
And it was
done, yeah.
That was back. Mimi
nimetoka tour nimelipwa. So tour tulikuwa niliponga in beats. So your time ilikuwa nilipwa 180k. Beat yangu your time ilikuwa nilipwa 180k. Nimefurahi mbaya bana. Straight nikaibuy. So you see at that time also you are at an age where such things motivate you. So unaendelea tu kuwork. Hata kama unaishi hand to mouth, wewe unaona life yangu inasonga, nimebuy computer, I'm making more music. So more money is going to come. So me in my head hata siwari hata kama nimespend all that money. It's because I've reinvested back in my craft which gave me that money. Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk a bit about the thing that you seem to be very, very talented at and renowned for, the production element, like the ability to produce like really good music.
Yeah, man.
What do you think it takes to be a good producer? If you can talk to us a little bit about the craft. And me being a layman, break it down to me in layman terms.
Music production, mostly I was making beats. And easy beats unasikia. They accompany a voice. I don't know how else I can explain that, but the process of making beats and everything before AI, before these results change, it had been a very gruesome process, but a very artistic and enjoyable process. So I, as a drummer, nilipenda tu kutengeneza beats, making beats here and there, and due to necessity also, as a band, my producer alikuwa anatusumbua huku nje. So ulikuwa naenda kwa producer, unapata analala ama nini, and then we want a song, then atatubania hii song sijui ama atatutolea hiyo song next week, we want it now. So I just had to pick up that interest, Polycarp and I did. So it's the process and it's enjoyable. To be a good producer, you must be a good listener. Lazima upende tu mziki. Yeah,
like is it something that, like, you know, like I think Kanye said he could see, he could see colors, or he could see like something very artistic.
It's a painting. Like, yeah, so when I think about a song or a beat and I start creating it, it's like you're painting, you're putting building blocks of something. It's like an architecture kind of situation where the whole song when it comes out, don't know, you're building kali uko voila, lakini sasa ile liko inaanza ukianza kutengeneza, people can think you're a dummy. Unajua hata vile unajiexpress. So it's a good way of understanding patience in building, even in money. Yeah.
Okay. Next big money that you come across, because I guess now you're paying yourself salary. What's the next big thing that happens for you in your financial?
Lakini sasa sitasema amount.
Yeah.
Saki mwanze kunipima hapa nje nyenye unajua lakini now, but you know everyone comes from, and I'm happy where we came from, and this is why this podcast is there, to be able to ndo hata huo kijana Kokayole manze anaanza career yake, hata akiitwa show up atwe 20k asidharau, ajue some of us tulianza na hiyo do, you know. So this is very important. Next big money, Safaricom Live. It changed our life. By the way, thank you Safaricom ulitujenga. Thank you Akina Za. Thank you Bob Collymore, man. Forever legend.
That's when you got your cars.
Aaron Rimbui, nakumbuka Aaron Rimbui tulikuwa tunajam na Aaron Rimbui, manze nikamwambia manze tupeleke kwa Bob Collymore. Tukaambia Bob ana like, cause kuna times there was something of Safaricom alafu akatuita. Tukaambia Bob ana like manze. Safaricom Live had happened, the first one had happened the previous year. And I remember very well, all artists that I knew who were on Safaricom Live that year, that previous year, they all bought cars.
Each and every one of them.
Nilikuwa tu like, okay, So you know, at that age also as an artist, you have to live good. You have to also, this is show business. This is not, you're not a contractor. Unajua, when uko kwa show business. So kitu kama hiyo inakuonyesha. So you see such times, those nafanya una believe more in, okay, this is it. We are being recognized all over the country. Tukafanya hiyo Safaricom live tour. Ili game change kabisa. And that's when now we discovered, because kuishi Buru, na most of the time tulikuwa tuna rehearse huku side za Kileleshwa, alafu most of the time when you have meetings with clients, people you want to work with, ilikuwa hizi sides, your commute ilikuwa tu like, hi guys, so we have to move this side. So that financial muscle really helped us to come close to where we could be able to indulge more with artists and also with stakeholders who would take us a step further. Yeah.
Okay. So do you think you got a car because the people the year before had got a car, or did you get a car because you actually needed one?
I needed one. Actually, so the thing is, I needed one. I needed an upgrade. What happened, I used to use my dad gave me his old car, his previous Toyota kabisa. So nilienda nikaitengeneza engine kila kitu, and that's the car we used to use as Sauti Sol at first. So when we got some cash, mmoja pia sayo bro, remember you're also a growing man. Kuna independence unatafuta. That time we used to share a car. Na sasa hii imefika time yani there's at least good cash over here. Plan your money. Hatukubuy ma Mercedes sijui nini bro. Hatuko mafala, tulibuy ma second hand cars kila mtu. Jishikilie na ka Toyota. Yeah, so it was that kind. It wasn't at an invest. It wasn't like silly kind of decision. No. No. It was really calculated. After when we moved from Buruburu to Kileleshwa, it was very calculated. We knew like we have these years, we have these months to pay for rent. We pay the rent together. Each one of us gets a car. Yeah, so you pia uko na dem. Unajua pia unataka unaenda gigs. Bro, unataka wale ini need. See ati, you know, sometimes most of the time, not even sometimes, most of the time, people look at artists and they can easily question some decisions, especially when they invest in their look and feel. It's a very, how can I say, it's a very thin line. Like wangi mostly ati, usione tu artist ana live large, ama anafanya something about showbiz, uone tu, it's very easy to cash if useme, wewe unaharibu pesa. Sometimes, most of the times, it's for the image. Bro, your time, nikiitwa meeting fulani ama nimeenda place fulani ku discuss anything na mtu, nikipull up hapa hivyo na cab, unaona msana kujudge immediately. We all know this. Paka mtu unatoka kwa ofisi, mtu anakuambia wewe ni aje, say take you downstairs. Msee akiona tu, at least you're driving yourself, you're driving a car, anaona some independence.
What do you think the value in that is? Because I'm wondering, like, I'm
exclusivity. As an artist, you cannot be seen around. You have to be exclusive so that you can usionekane. Kwanza nakumbuka hiyo time. There was a time manze tulikuwa napananga double M. Na nakumbuka hiyo time Saizet alikuwa manza tu kupata do. Hiyo time Saizet had started because she was at Calif Records. So she had started like making a little bit of cash here and there before Sauti Sol. I remember very well, Saizet called us. We were in the living room. Kwanza mimi na BN. Saizet alitukola akatuambia, we, unaonekanaje kwa matatu? And she doesn't mean bad. Ile, for your image, you cannot be seen. Yeah, you cannot be seen all over. Because vitu tulikuwa tunatembeanga tu tao. Mimi nimebeba gitaa, Polika amebeba gitaa, tunaenda tuna jam. Unajua sisi tulikuwa tu like, I remember very well. Thank you so much, Lynette. Saizet kwanza alitukalisha akatuambia, we, alafu kwanza hiyo time pia Safaricom live. What happened also, tulikuwa same days na Saizet actually. Tulikuwa same year na Saizet. Alafu, you know, Safaricom live was very extensive. It wasn't just like the tour. So there was coach, alikuwa tu nani, Ndenya, coach Ndenya. So coach Ndenya alikuwa ana coach wa image. Kwanza nampia pia coach Ndenya alituambia, if you can avoid being in public spaces, your value goes up. So through Safaricom live pia ulikuwa learn, we, hii mambo yangu kutembea tu tao ati inaonekananga pale, you're not supposed to. Be very exclusive. So that really helped us like construct a unique brand, hapo una realize tu bro, ufai kuonekana everywhere by gari. Hata hiyo gari ni sawa, hata kama ni ya deni ni sawa, utaishi tu kwa hiyo gari, lakini itakusaidia sana, nobody will be seeing you. So it was a very good move. Alafu watu wakacha kuona Sauti Sol kwa streets. There was a time paka there was a cyber that we used to hang out in town. Ilikuwa hapo kwa More hapo juu. Paka tukaambiana guys, enough. Now the gig, rehearsals, home, hata watu kwenda out, hapana. You cannot be seen out at randomly at yours. Because now we had to make the brand exclusive so that the price can go
Yeah, you think that there's that's what I was going to ask. There's a direct correlation between the exclusivity and the amount of money you can ask
Yes. Hey. Yes, bro. Number one, tukipull up mahali in its simplicity. Mse mmoja kona sijui Pajero, mse mwingine kona nini, mse mwingine kona nini, simple cars, lakini at that age. Alafu watu wanajua story yenyu, wanajua nyinyi si mababi, wanajua at that age mkitwa meeting na mse wedo, nataka mfanye wedo, aseme yeah, let's pull up at this joint. Si tuko different places. Tukitokea, first of all, mse anaona tu and vijana wa serious. First of all, each one of them is driving. That's number one, ina add value yako. Uwezi ambia mse unataka a certain amount of money na unafanya ile kitu. You know what I mean? Number two, exclusivity. Usipoonekana everywhere, inafanya brand yako inakuwa lucrative because people want to see you. You become unique. You become something that people are sorting out, you know, for. So, increase value yako pia. Tukacha kwenda out. By the way, kuna period tuliambiana ukienda out unatoa fine. Mtu asionekane kwa club. Yeah. So, there's a direct correlation. Okay. So, that's the time we are still reinvesting in ourselves. Directly or indirectly. Brand in a grow. Yes.
Okay. So, I guess your period Safaricom Live, get good money, game changer, be able to purchase your first couple of cars. Let me ask you this, because I also asked Chimano, when you do the tour and realize that in other towns, the recognition for the music and the sound wasn't the same as it was in Nairobi, what was that like? Because he told us what was like for him personally and what he felt. What was the feeling for you?
It was devastating at first. It was like reality because, you know, we had built a kind of niche audience. Like people who like to jam with guitars. You could go normal. So, young, hip kind of audience. We meet in a park. People vibe. Wasona katiana. Unajua hizo vibes za create nice love songs for young people. So, it was a very niche audience. So, Safaricom Live wakatuchukua. So, unaweka Sauti Sol. Hiyo time inaanza. Unaweka Sauti Sol. Unaweka Jua Kali. Unaweka Size 8, unaweka Jimmy Gate. Oh my God, craziness. So sasa tunaenda Eldoret. You go to Eldoret. Unajua mbivu na mbichi, unaambia watu Lazizi wangu we. Wazaona kuangalia. Ndio una realize muziki yangu haijafika huku. Una realize what nimekuwa nikifanyia wase niche. So hapo ndo the business acumen inakuambiaje. You need to grow your audience. If you want cash, you need to appeal to also these people. After that, next business move. We came back to Nairobi, straight to RK. Do you love me, baby? Do you love my money? Sauti Sol. Mashinani. Yeah, so that was a super business move. Kurealize to like, wait, hii muziki tunafanya ni ya watu urban excessively. Lazima pia turelate na watu wa mashinani, ndio tuweze kuitwa big shows. That's what we did.
Okay.
And that's what I'm also really trying to do even with my personal career.
Sai.
Yes, Sai. Because I realize if you look at my album, if you look at the kind of music that I've done, if you compare that to Sauti Sol kind of music, you realize pia Sauti Sol has so much niche music. Mimi in my self-discovery, I'm very cosmopolitan. And that's something that I've researched with my team and I've realized lazima pia nitoe mangoma za mashinani saa hii. Mangoma za Kiswahili, ngoma za kuimbia wase real Swahili messages that relate to them. Siwezi imbia watu bossa vibe. Watu Kenya ukimbia watu bossa vibe. Nimeimbia wewe, nimeimbia mse wa Lavi, nimeimbia mse wapi, lakini nikienda mse wa Eldoret. Unaona, so also is something that hata sasa najiongelesha. I'm happy about it because I'm just confirming it.
What do you think the financial impact? I know it's difficult. It may be difficult to quantify, but what would you say the financial impact of that move was?
It was huge. Was huge, bro. Was huge. Financial impact was huge because now tulianza kuitwa shows that people couldn't consider.
And at this time, red card yenyu iko wapi?
Do I even remember? Like ujue red card you grow over time. Inatoka tu from hiyo 50 ilikienda ikakuwa 200k, ikakuja ikakuwa 500k, kidogo ikakuwa 1 million, hivyo tu. So siwezi jua specific.
What it was at that point.
I can't say ziko. So hapo tu ilikuwa ina grow. Yeah.
But the commercial value was...
You can see it. You can see. Bro, the difference was the other time nilikuwa naweza tembea tao. Alafu ndaenda pale kunaitwaje? Kenya Cinema ama Nairobi Cinema. Hapo hivyo tu jam tukule ice cream. Madem mababi wakipita hapo ndo unasema, this is Sauti Sol. Oh my god, they were at my auntie's wedding. I love them. They have Lazizi. Lakini mse wa hood atambui. Lakini sasa when we did Money Lover, tukafanya Blue Uniform. Brav. Money Lover, Blue Uniform, mangoma zingine tu za mashinani manze. Unatembea hivi, msana anakurecognize. Unatembea hivi, security guard hapo anakusalimia. Bana ni aje? Unarealize ikitu ina make sense. Sasa si ati ni ya high end people, sasa ni ya everybody. So unaona unaanza kuitwa hata wedo zenye huko una expect, unaanza kuitwa mashows zingine zenye you can collect easy cash but quick. Yes, because of those songs.
Okay.
Which I'm supposed to do now in my career. So I'm just reminding myself.
Do you think you forgot? Or do you think... and now I'm asking for
my now.
For individual career. Did you think that maybe because of the Sauti Sol brand that it would just be able to take off, or...
No, not even that. No, not that. I had to discover my other self first. Juu ukiangalia hii the umashinani ya Sauti Sol, hiyo nilikuwa nisha click. Hiyo sio naijua. I'm very, how can I say, my creativity is very global sana in my thinking. And sometimes you have to stay mashinani so much ndo uandike hizo ngoma za mashinani. So with my tours and how I was thinking, I was thinking in a very global level. So I was trying to do I was borrowing a lot of sounds, but incorporating the sounds from here. But over time sasa vile nimeshajitry na kujitest na hiyo mode sana jua, because my music now, ukiangalia statistics zangu, my music most of my audience is in America and Europe. Now I understand why. Because when I sing a song like Bossa Vibe, uochi hapa chini ajui Bossa Vibe, bro. Na yeye anataka umcheze rumba. Unajua? Umwimbie nimetuma wazazi wako aje wanieleze relatable Swahili. So it's something that nime take time na nikai discover. But ni music journey which you have to live it. So nilikuwa nimejiachilia nijienjoy kwanza, lakini sasa hii watu wangu wa mashinani niko idhaa yenyu mbaya.
Do you guys like say you're going to work with RK for a period in time so that you can learn what it takes to make mashinani music? So, and so you learn from him essentially.
Actually, hata si hivyo. For him he was just like anakwambia vitu direct. Because I remember that time when we went there, we're trying to sing this, but we're singing sophisticated things. I met you in a subway. Vitu unrelatable. Subway wapi? Subway iko Nairobi. Lakini wewe kwa sababu now I'm listening to Lauryn Hill, I'm listening to, so unaanza kuimba vitu kama hizo. So tulikuwa jaribu vitu hapa, anasema hapana. Una watu anacheza tu keys. Nakumbuka nilisema tu, do you love me baby? Do you love my money? Yes. When you give a statement, it might sound like really but it's real and relatable. I haven't tried to sugarcoat. Do you love me baby or do you love my money? Maboy wengi sana huku hivi nje wanapitia hiyo kitu. Ile kwa so relatable. Eri ule kwenye Range Rover. Yo. Paka you say the name boda so unakuja kurealize instead of subway ni mention boda. Hiyo ndo kitu msana kila mtu anaelewa hapa. So it was a point of learning also how to write songs. Yeah.
Okay. What's the next level? So at this time, Are you investing in anything else? Are you investing in, or is music your 100% investment? Because you talked about buying a lot of equipment.
So yes, music was my 100% investment, but also I was keeping cash. Ila nilikuwa naeka do. Mimi nilikuwa naeka do. Yaani mtu angeniambia ni aje, I need this amount of money, we need to invest this amount of money in this. If it was my level, nilikuwa naweza fanya.
Wacha nikuulize, because hata Yesu wale niliuliza Chimano na alijibu. So ujibu. What's the most amount of money you've had in your current account? Alijibu.
Sijui.
In your career span, lifespan of Sauti Sol, what's the most amount? Because Chimano told us there was a time, I guess you guys paid, paid, and he just never moved the money. So he had an enormous,
I know.
Yeah, enormous amount of money that was just sitting.
To be real,
yeah.
Sikumbuki, I cannot answer that. Because also I've had different bank accounts. Yeah, so siwezi sema ati hiyo ndakuwa najihave sell. Yeah, na hapana. Siwezi sema nilikuwa najua exact. There was a time pia I used to, nilikuwa na pesa mingi tu na ekanga. My mom pia used to keep my money for me. I didn't have a lot of responsibilities. Na nilikuwa nimejua saving itanitoa kwa shida. Yes.
But you were cash rich. You had cash.
Nilikuwa tu as in, for that level,
yes,
I was mtu semaje inakuanga, I was
cash,
liquid.
You are liquid. So what are some of the investments then that you made? Because you said if someone came and said, oh, I'm doing this, and you had the ability, you would invest. What are some of the ones that you did?
I didn't.
What
I just kept the cash. What I did that Kenyan thing. Of the worst thing. I bought land.
Why do you say it's the worst thing?
No, I wouldn't say it's the worst.
Okay, yes. But why are you positioning it in the way that you are? Yeah.
At that time of my life, I didn't need to. You get that amount. So you see, the fact that Pia, I was coming from a school of thought of saving. Because minimum na mamangu akikeep do na to bail out when my dad's shit has hit the fan.
Because of saving
to alafu an amount that I didn't expect my mom to have. Inatokea tu from out of nowhere, nasema hii ni ile chama nimekuwa nikisave for a year. So in my head nilikuwa tu najua, you know what, save this money for a later day. I did such kind of investment. I bought some land here and there. But when I look at the time value of money, and when I look at land even at this time, hiyo si kitu ningefanya at that age. At this age, hiyo ndio vitu naweza. Na hata even at this age, sionangi kiwa kitu paramount sana for what
the first thing that
if you're not commercializing it, ama the rate at which that piece of land is growing, you'd rather take that cash and risk it on a business that can generate cash flow at a rate. Because say nikiangalia land rates and everything, unless maybe you're doing it at a very high commercial level. Kuna watu wanaifanya at a commercial level, and people who buy and sell, that one I accept. Lakini kama mimi nilibuy ile ati weka ikae, unajua ile buy ataka kuota. Bro, unajua ile which I'm saying it was a good decision also. Ni poa because hiyo pesa pia kwa account itapata use. Hapo ndo unasianga nini mgonjwa. Hapo unasikia sijui nini. Kidogo umeka hivi 1 year. Na ndio unaangalia kwa savings zako unasema where did this money go? So ilisaidia pia ku lock the cash. But when I think about it at this kind of time, that is a time in my life where I would have risked a lot also. So instead of that, like locking that cash there, ningepana na mayangen wenzangu tuanzishe biashara fulani. Na hata ikifail, uko na time to recover. Yeah. So you do sometimes some things you realize are actually when you're now after that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So next big money move for you. What is it? I mean, of course there's the growth of Sauti Sol, and you guys keep growing, your brand keeps growing, your rate card keeps going up.
Yeah, that's crazy. That was very exponential, and I appreciate that. Big money move can both be
It can be good or bad.
Yeah, when I say good or bad, I mean like it doesn't necessarily mean money that I got.
Yes.
It's an expense. Soul Generation. Yes. Soul Generation ilituonesha mambo. Soul Generation ilituonesha mambo.
Yeah.
For it to just being the best label right now, for it being the label that inatoa wase, angalia the rate of success, ukiangalia Mviri, Bensoul, ukiangalia Watendawili, and for the time imekuwa, and vile imefanya vitu excellent, we are celebrating 5 years. Ilikuwa kazi.
It took money.
Sasa Soul Generation ilituonesha dust because we invested in Soul Generation ourselves. It was our hard-earned money.
The money that you've made now as the band.
And I like the fact that it made us learn a lot about running a business also, especially things like a label, which are very not easy to run. They're very capital intensive. Ilitufunza how to run things. Ilitufunza, even right now, the way we're going to do a label is very different also. So we spent a lot. Ilikuwa eye-opener. Nakumbuka, tulikuwa tunaangalia mwaka wa kwanza, especially now setting it up ndo iamke. Tulikuwa tunaangalia mwaka wa kwanza, manze tunaangalia.
Nipatie estimate. Najua unataka kusema figures. Nipatie estimate of what it takes to run a record label.
Kama mwaka wa kwanza tuliangalia tu hivi, tuliangalia hivi, na hiyo ni mwaka tu wa first. Tuliangalia hivi, tunaona tumeangusha 50 mic.
50.
Bro. Because you have to set up everything. Sasa si hatuko tunajua itakuwa hivyo. Yeah, iko tu like because this is our hard earned money. Oh my God. Lakini unaelewa tu, unajua. So ilikuwa ilikuwa ka 50 mic. Alafu unajua pia tulikuwa tuna learn on the job. So learning on the job, and also like this region also, labels don't work the way American labels work. So we were trying and testing things, and in the midst of trying and testing, you lose a lot of cash, which, I have to complain, it's part of growing, because nobody else would have done it that way. So ilibidi lazima uchunwe kidogo, umie, ndo grow feathers. Look at what it is. It has created crazy legacy. Right now, it's opening even more doors. So it's a very worth investment. But Soul Gen,
ilionyesha mambo. Okay. As you sort of, I guess, progress and keep going, I want to talk about the point now when you get to, I believe it would be, 2020, 2021, or when you have the first thought in your mind, because what Chimano also said here is that you guys would be doing a lot of things. It was almost symbiotic, where you would always be thinking the same thing around the same time without having to actually talk about it. Yeah. So when do you get your first thought about Sauti Sol may have finished its first chapter?
That thought, the thought came about, how can I say? Kenyan happen ni, I guess life ilikuwa ina happen. Alafu, when we get families, how can I say, like, and then we started being at different spaces mentally, because people are dealing with different things. Unajua sasa manze una deal when ni mtu mzima bamba, when you're a father of the nation, you're paying people's fees, you have responsibility, both emotional, physical, and what. You're a place where you're establishing yourself as a man. Maybe you've just gotten married. Maybe you just gotten a kid. Unaelewa, yani you just say your life ina happening na watu wana grow in different ways. So when that was happening, we had to be cognizant of that. And you always fight nature. And we were smart enough to be cognizant of that, because we are different spaces even in terms of working. Different spaces in terms of working. Alafu vile tulifanya live and then midnight train, ile una discover tulikuwa tuna feel tu ndio ile hata hata ideas we are fine together, lakini unapata maybe your artistic growth imekuwa maybe different. You wanna attempt things, you wanna attempt different things. So ilikuwa tu, there was an energy and it was inevitable. It wasn't anything negative. It wasn't at someone did something. Ile tu life ina happen, and you have to be cognizant of that. If you don't do it the right way, haitabamba.
How difficult was that for you personally in coming to terms with the fact that, because I mean, you guys had been together for how many years now? I mean, this was your career, this was everything you knew.
Someone like BN limit high school, kwa hivyo nimejua BN 15 years.
Yeah,
as at now.
So how difficult was it for you? Because again,
it was difficult for me. How difficulty ilianza sasa unaanza hizo thoughts ziko, alafu unaanza kuona actually this thing is actually happening, so unaanza kuwa in denial. You know, it's like marriage, man. So it's like at first you know how you live, but then when it's actually happening, then I realize these are the only friends I know, these are my boys, man, and this is the only thing I know. So like damn. But also another side of you, another side of me, my crazy artistic side, ananiambia yo, sahi pia uta experiment a lot. So pia una need hii freedom, even as umegrow sana na Sauti Sol. Sahi una need pia, you need another spark. Unajua pia nafsi yako inakwambia hivyo, lakini pia reality of the matter kwa ground unaangalia huko like wow, okay, damn. So it was, I'm so happy like we have friends and family around who really helped us, held our hands in terms of being able to navigate that thing. And we took a year to navigate that thing. People think it was a decision. We took a year. We went for therapy. We went for life coaching. It was systemic. Yani lazima, you must be ready for what's going to happen. You must be ready for being alone. Unajua, wacha mta interview Biana, mta interview Pole kama mtajua. Unajua sisi tulikuwa tunajua how to be alone. Mimi siko najua how to be alone. There's no way. All my career, Sauti Sol wamekuwa nakuanga na backup. So I've never known how to exist alone. That's very hard because we used to work a room together. It was a teamwork thing. Sahi, imebidi ni learn the other way. I am the energy. You are not 100 today. The team doesn't give a damn about it. You are not at the other days with Sauti Sol. Me, I'm having a bad day. Nini hiyo meeting tukienda. We Savara naona we leo unaweza choma. Nyamaza. Pole kapata ongea sana historia. Alafu mimi kifika historia nyingine mimi nda express. So we used to share an energy. So unapata it's very easy to be there for each other, and you can be able to get away with a lot of things. As a single artist, solo artist, brav, I respect all solo artists out there. For all solo artists out there, if you see a solo artist who's successful, na amepitia hii period yote, na ameenda tours, si mchezo, because you're the energy. And your whole team, the whole audience is feeding off you. So if you're having a bad day, deal with it. Yeah. Hakuna hapa tuko kazi. Una realize, panic mode imefika. This thing is not happening. Savara, the flights have not been booked. Nini. Hizo siku zingine mimi nilikuwa naambia, we Chimano, we deal na hiyo kitu. Mimi sitaki hiyo maneno. I'll continue doing these songs. Chimano ananiambia, do this. Because we have maybe we have a deadline for a song. Mimi namwambia, deal with that emotion. I don't want to hear that. Let me make sure I finish this song we send them, because this is our money. And Chimano toka kwa hii emotion, deal na hiyo emotion vizuri. As a solo act, lazima deal na zote na uko objective. Na make sure isikuharibie ukose kufanya art, because art is an emotion. Ukiacha ukasirike ama kitu kingine ku-influence, you cannot do music, you cannot produce. So that's the difficulty. Okay. So vitu kama hizo unaanza sasa kulana uko like, ni ngumu. But yani it's the best thing about it. What I say about this is like, most artists don't get a chance to reinvent themselves. Most artists live one life. So how we've looked at this is reinvention. Each one of us will reinvent themselves. Alafu tukuja tufanye stadium shows, when everyone has reinvented themselves, bringing something different to the group. Alafu pia manze, watu walikuwa wametuzoea pia sana Sauti Sol. Pia watu waone brilliance yetu individually, itafanya watu to appreciate even more. Alafu tutapatia watu pia a break, because this market is not used to bands going on hiatus. Yeah, you know, we come from a generation, or nini yetu past yetu, we haven't had legendary bands. You know what I mean by legendary bands, and many of them, it hasn't been a big culture where a band can be legendary and go on hiatus for a while and come back. No. So it was a very foreign concept to us. So which I understand. Yeah, so tonight leave it to Kienda.
Okay. At the beginning, I had asked you what had brought you guys together, generally and financially. Now I want to ask you, what pulled you guys apart? Both, and apart here is figurative, because I know that you're still
apart.
So what pulled you guys apart, both generally and financially speaking? What do you think pulled you guys apart?
Generally, can I just be real?
Yes.
Finances did not pull us apart. Not at all. Actually, in fact, we were even complaining we've left a lot of money on the table. Yeah, we've left a lot of money on the table. And also there's kwanza saa hii ndo Sauti Sol huwa inabukiwa. Manze zile macall sito upata za Sauti Sol. Ai zingine paka tunacheka tunasema tu wah. I swear. Tunaitwa essays. So we knew what we were getting ourselves into. So financially,
you've left money on the table.
You've left money on the table. And we know. But it's a repercussion that we were, the maana tulienda therapy. We were ready for it, and we knew what we were getting ourselves into. And generally is our mental and our personal growth, which is super paramount. Because once my personal growth is not natural, is not conducive, I want to bring something nice and different on the table. And this thing is a longevity thing. This is music. This is not like a career that's 4 or 5 years. This is a career that people have had for 30 years, 40 years. So we understand lazima itakuwa hivi. Amwezi expect ati mkae tu hivyo pamoja na vitu zikuwe the same. That's almost impossible. Yeah, so we understand. So I think I've answered. We've left money at the table. Generally, ni hiyo tu. Personal growth and 100%. Because sahi, when I look at even the way I'm expressing myself, even the way I'm growing my art, is so interesting, and I'm open to a lot of things. Sauti Sol unajua ilikuwa ishachukua same direction. One direction ile ya, if you don't do music another way, mafans wanaanza kuzusha. Ilikuwa ifika hata mahali tukifanya a very alternative kind of album or something different, mafans wanakataa. Yeah, there was an EP that we did. Ilikuwa inaitwa hata nimesahau jina. It was like an electronic kind of EP. Walikataa. Wanasema we are used to that kind of, so tulikuwa pia unaweza jipata unajibox. So hii inakupatia freedom ya grow, and then you learn something good, which is good for your artistic being. Because an artist I'm the most stressed when I don't have ideas.
Did you panic, and I asked Shivano this as well, did you panic about your ability to make money as an individual artist?
You have to. Yes. Yes. You panic a little bit, but lazima pia unajijua. So your ability, and lasa hapo ndo you know your power, you know your ability, you know your money maker. And that's when pia hapo pia unajiuliza sasa ni poa. It's a good time to be like ask yourself a question like okay, group imekonga hivi. Wewe hata wewe individually inafanya paka una tap into a lot of money resources that hata uko una tap into. So pia inafungua other avenues zenye ulikuwa pia umelenga tu, unaona tu banda nipatianga do, tuko na hizi investments hapa na pale. Kwanza investment ya land, watu wengi wametupatia land. We have so much land around.
So right now vitu zako ziko wapi? Because you mentioned you have some land, we know you have music equipment, we know you have savings.
I'm investing in my entity, which is called Savage Kitchen. Savage Kitchen is a musical entity, which it's a creative kind of entity that will be more of a full on. That's what I'm investing in, which is not a sole generation. It's something super different that deals with producers only. Story for another day. I'm investing in a few spaces around. I just don't want to say it loud.
Okay.
I'm investing in a few spaces around. We also invested in Hustle Sasa, which is a game changer, which is, at least upon invest in technology, which is now offering a service that no other African company is offering. It's building business platforms, especially creatives, and it has changed the game. So pia you ni part of it.
Okay.
Alafu merry-go-round pia niko hapa nje ni merry-go-round.
Baya.
Niko na manduthi mingi around. Lies though. Kidding. Though, but yeah. So I'm still looking to
find other places to put money. Yes,
Solfest is a big investor.
Yeah.
Solfest is
a big entity for you guys.
It's a super huge entity for us. And right now, we eventually will create. We're in the process of creating a creative academy.
Okay.
Yeah, an academy of creative excellence.
Okay.
Yeah.
My last question, because you already told us, you left and you guys know that you left money on the table. So what?
Hey.
For you as Savara, what does money mean to you? Like, what is money, and what would you be willing to leave money for, and what would you be unwilling to leave money for?
What would I be willing?
Yes, what would you be willing to leave money for? Unasema, like the way you have left money on the table, what would you be unwilling to leave money for? Where you're saying, no, this one, I'm going to take this money. It might be a hardship. It might be difficult to get through this, but I'm taking the money that's on the table.
Music, I will live through that hardship.
Liwe liwalo, this is what is going to, this is...
me, yani, for my happiness, for my biashara zingine zinaendelea. Unanipata? Lakini mimi naenjoy tu usanii.
So hata kama kuna do, hata kama kuna...
Yes. Hata kama, yani, when I'm not creating, I'm so stressed. And hata kama salary, I'm not liquid. And I'm very creative. I'm not stressed at all. Yeah. But hata nikiwa na do na siji create, I cannot create, yani niko tu mind, so my mind space is not like good. I am the so my mental wellness, I think, is my number one here on how I look at things. Yeah.
Okay.
So I would leave money on the table for my mental wellness. Yes.
Okay. What should we look forward to as we wrap up 2024?
Wrapping up is Savara to the world. So right now I'm channeling my energy in how I'll just go global. Yeah, and a few things in and here there. And I announce when Savage Kitchen is doing something very different again. I'll be doing shows all across Kenya also. You'll see endorsements here and there. I've signed a couple. Don't announce very soon. Yeah, and my business movements, especially being like a global icon, I'm getting into spaces where like, as right now we are culture shifters. So I'm more getting into spaces where like I can be able to discuss or represent this country in forums or in spaces where good leadership is needed, especially in the creative arts and economy. So you'll be seeing me around the globe representing Kenya in different forums in the creative economy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sawa.
Aye!
Thank you very much for coming.
Yes.
Asanteni
sana, and this is really important. I really appreciate you guys, and for every viewer. Manze, I hope you learn something from this. Na tusonge tu.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and also to my channel, Savara Africa, or Savara, just Savara Official. Weka hizo YouTube views hapo hivyo, kimbiza ndio usianze kusema hapa msanii siku hizi amezubaa na wewe ndio hukuangalia kama ngoma iko. But yeah, life I appreciate. Yeah.
So thank you guys. We have a minimum of 2 episodes left to go. BN and Polycarp, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.